Alright, everyone, let's take a look and see what Whirlpool is like these days when talking about alternative tech platforms. First of all, here we have Reddit. Now, I'm going to start off with the traditional platforms, and then I'll move on to my post about Mewi, and then I will go over to the talk with the mod section, and I'm going to show you guys how fucked these people are. Alright. Here is Reddit. I started going on Reddit about 6 months ago, and while it is US centric, I think it is really good. I didn't notice, but I slowly stopped visiting a lot of other sites, and Reddit became my number one source for interesting, funny links or even discussion. Many other Whirlpool Redditors? Yeah, I mean, you could probably start a conversation off this. It's 3 lines, not a lot of meat here, but this was acceptable. Let's take a look at their Twitter one. What is Twitter? And it gives you a link to Twitter. It's kind of hard to explain, but here goes. When you create a Twitter account, you can choose to follow another user's updates, aka tweets. These are delivered to your choice of RSS, website, instant message, or SMS. You can also post your own messages to Twitter via instant messages or the website. Example uses. You're stuck in traffic. At the moment, it appears Australian users can even use it as a free web to SMS service. I'm sure most people already know this about Twitter. Here's another example. Twitter SBS, an official program announcement thing. Delivery times. In summary, gives you summary development, whether or not Twitter takes off. It's certainly paving the way for a new generation. And this person's actual profile on Twitter. Let's take a look. And yeah, this is an active profile. Okay. And oh, okay. It looks like they're still active as of now. So there you go. That's still an active profile, and this is up. People are still talking. Last post was a month ago. Let's take a look here. Yep. All right. Now, Facebook. You have to go back a bit on this. This is a lot of conversation here. But anyway, anyone here use it? Ever since I saw my first MySpace page, I avoided it like the plague. Upon hearing Facebook was similar, I avoided it too, but I finally had a look at it, Facebook that is, last week, and it's actually pretty good. Nothing like the eyesore, which is MySpace. According to this article, so they link an article, see better map, MySpace still dominates Australia, sadly. If there isn't already one that I haven't found yet, I'll create a Whirlpool Facebook group. So this would be taking traffic away from Whirlpool to a Facebook group. That's probably not the greatest thing, and it could be like an advertisement of poaching users. You could see it that way. Let's take a look at my post about Mewi now. This has to be loaded from a web cache, so I'll just make sure you can see that there. No. Oh, okay. So this is a web cache. Let me just. There we go. So there you go. You can see the web cache there because it is a deleted post. Anyway, I shall show you the reason they delete it. Here we go. TG. Here we go. MeWe. They say it's spam. Here. There you go. MeWe. Facebook alternative. Spam. Okay. What is MeWe? MeWe is a social networking website with a privacy bill of rights. So I link to their privacy bill of rights, as you can see here. This is not a profile. This is an about page. I also got a text version of that to put here so people can, quote and so on. The MeWe founder, Mark Weinstein, spoke at TEDx. This is a video. I'll show you this. So here we go. This is a video here. Okay, very good. He speaks about stuff. Surveillance capitalism, to be precise, which is a very interesting thing, actually. Of which there is actually an article on The Guardian about this. They spoke about the goal is to automate us. Welcome to the age of surveillance capitalism. Yes. John Norton wrote this Sunday, 20 January 2019. This is not that long ago, and this is very detailed, in fact, actually. I might actually cover this separately in another video if I get around to actually making videos regularly. We'll see. Um, anyway, MeWe features, basic stuff here, and say hello to me. There's my profile on MeWe. Nothing too full on here. It's just a profile on MeWe. Here's a shirt, legalize recreational nukes, and a nice cat. Nothing special. You scroll down, there's another picture of my cat, and I've got some things here. Heard about this YouTuber Mary Obasi. Release the dragon. What's the Great Reset? Just basic stuff here. Nothing special. What's this? Oh yeah, the QAnon private chat. Hilarious stuff in there. Anyway, close that out. So you see this now. Let's get to some juicy stuff. If I haven't been banned between starting the video and now. Probably not. Okay. This is fun. So, TG deleted threads. We're not done here. No. I don't know. So, yeah, this is the one. This is the main one first. Hi, TG has removed my Parler and MeWe threads accusing me of posting spam, which he did. I am pretty annoyed at this because firstly I formatted the post similarly to the Twitter thread posted over 10 years ago. Okay, hold a pin in that. There's the Twitter thread, and let's actually compare these side by side. Right? Okay, what is Twitter? What is MeWe? It describes it. There's some example uses over here. I didn't think this would be necessary over here, but I put some features down. You know, I think the Bill of Rights is actually pretty juicy. People can quote, some of these and have some discussion. Surveillance capitalism is definitely something pretty fucking spicy. And a video, yeah, there's not a lot of difference here. Now, they do claim that this is not a valid excuse, which we'll get into very shortly. Well, I think it's bullshit, but we'll get into it. Alright, back to it. If that wasn't spam for the past decade, neither were mine. And secondly, I am accusing TG of deleting them because of a personal bias against platforms that do not moderate its users according to the sensibilities of political correctness, which this is true. Twitter is very censorious. Instead of marking my posts as spam, TG, why don't you own it? Put down the real reason instead of hiding behind an obvious deflection. Both threads located here. Ah, yes, actually. I do need... Actually, I just forgot the Parler one, actually. Let's see if I can get a... Let's see if I can get a... What do you call it? The cache of that. Give me a sec. Yes, I believe so. Okay, here we go. Yeah, what is Parler? Same formatting. It's an alternative to Twitter with the express purpose to get away from Twitter's content moderation practices. Which the Sydney Morning Herald here in Australia actually spoke about this. Jack Dorsey, Mark Zuckerberg, lashed over content rules at Senate hearing. This is recent. This Senate hearing was very recent. Great picture. Yeah, so, I mean, you can find that article. And controversial Trust and Safety Council, which it is pretty screwed up. I mean, I'm pretty sure people have a lot to say about this crap. This Trust and Safety Council. The people who are on it, crazy. When you create a Parler account, it just talks about it. When you post a new parlay, what happens there? Just I mentioned that they've been the victim of smear campaigns. Wikipedia's Parler entry claims it has a significant user base of Donald Trump supporters, conservatives, and right-wing extremists, which, no, it really doesn't. Not any more than any other platform does. I'll put some example uses here. Oh, and there's no links to any profiles here. I did not link my profile on this, as you can see. Okay, you do not see a link to a profile. Okay, this is company dot. You're not actually seeing that. Okay, that's this link. Okay, that's their values page. This you saw is the Sydney Morning Herald, and this is Trust and Safety Council. There are no other links here. Okay, this is important. There are no other links here. And let's get back to it. Before you go off half-cocked accusing TG, care to explain which part of our non-commercial advertising rule is unclear? Let's take a look. Using Whirlpool to promote other sites, be it your own site or that of a friend, etc., or a specific user space on a third-party site such as YouTube, Flickr, Discord, Blogspot, etc., is not acceptable. Posting about such locations, having the URL listed as your Whirlpool username, or sending unsolicited whims about such sites is not permitted. Okay? This is not permitted. The only point at which linking to such a location may be considered acceptable is in the context of a design review or a technical help thread in an appropriate forum, where an external link is required as a focal point for discussion. For example, website reviews may be discussed in the web development forum. Okay. Due to the fact that Whirlpool does not support uploading images or files to post as part of discussion in a thread, it is acceptable to directly link to an image or file hosted on a personal domain that contribute to the discussion. Such links must be directly relevant, discussion and used only where required. Discussion of an application developed by you. Please see commercial advertising for further details. Sorry about that. Please note the Whirlpool users a highly suspicious lot who can smell advertising a mile away, so if there is even a hint that your post is just poorly disguised advertising, be prepared to have your post removed and or for the linked site to be torn to pieces from a review perspective. I see. Of course, the post would actually have to stay up for it to be torn to pieces. But anyway, then remove the Facebook and Twitter threads too. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Just a refresher. Damn it. Jeez. Ha! I closed it. Oh my god. Because I can't spell today, apparently. There it is. Alright. So, I'll just keep these handy over here. Alright. So, then remove Facebook and Twitter threads. So yeah, this is exactly what is not allowed. Alright. And so is the Facebook one and the Reddit one. And hell, there are heaps of them. Like I actually sent a direct message to a moderator with like I don't know 10 threads. I think it was 10. I didn't count, but it was a lot. Notice the formatting style is the same to my Parler Me with threads. I did that on purpose, and TG deleted them. Interesting. We're not going to retrospectively remove old threads. Ah, really? Okay. However, you seem to conveniently ignore the first sentence of the rule I cited. Yes, we just looked at that. Which part of that rule is unclear? It is clear. Then if so, remove the Twitter thread for commercial advertising, otherwise restore my threads. Actually meant non-commercial advertising here. Apply the rules evenly or not at all. This is important. If you apply rules unevenly, then you are openly showing bias. Which part of we're not going to, you just repeat. You'll see this. They repeat themselves a lot without actually addressing direct criticisms. They do this a lot. Do you not understand? So why should we? You apply the rules. Yeah. Why should we? Because it's an unbiased method. You were the one trying to promote your own pages on the sites. Oh, really? Was I? Was I really? Here. Was I trying to? Really? I'm actually promoting a privacy bill of rights, a video, and a article on the Australian Sydney. This is the Guardian. Sydney Morning Herald was actually the one on Parler. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm not. And yes, I do say hello to me with my profile here, which I actually offered to remove this part. If they restore this, I can then edit this and remove that, if that's the problem. But no, I am not actually promoting my socials. Anyway, so no, you're wrong. Reopening this thread to explain the above. Now, I had to do this because they have a habit of closing the damn threads all the time. So, God's yeah, site I tell you. We're not done here. Yeah, so which part of we're not going to retroactively remove all threads do you not understand? Because that's how fair moderators apply rules fairly. You are just displaying biased moderation and admitting it. Apply the rules evenly or not at all. Yes, this is what he said. Why should we? Yeah, you are. Yeah, I typed this on my phone. You are, not you name, but anyway, you are biased and you are delusional if you think I'm not going to call you out for it. We're done here. I say no, we're not. So they had to reopen it. Actually, I posted one link in one of the posts. The Parler one has no links to my profile, which you can see the Google cache does not have any profile links. I am right here. The MeWin only has one link. Spam requires multiple links. This is also true. Spam does require a consistent spamming. Then discuss them on their merit according to the Whirlpool rules. And yeah, I did. I posted a video, which you saw I did. I posted the Privacy Bill of Rights, which you saw I did. I posted about surveillance capitalism, which you saw I did. I do not think you know what TG took down. I honestly don't think I don't think El Sledger has ever actually looked at what's been discussed here. Stop being biased and look at the merits of my claims, dude. At El Sledge. The only acceptable outcome in my mind is you restore both posts and allow me to edit my OP on the MeWi one to remove the link to my profile. This will allow discussion of all the merits I posted about in both threads. Possibly you could give me a fair judgment on the Parler thread to suggest any additional requirements. Think about the way you've structured these posts. It's not about people discussing these sites. It's simply to plug the usage of the sites, including your own profile. Again, no. Only one of them. And it's, yeah, other people do it too. Where is the discussion? It's just a giant plug. Oh, where is the discussion? Yeah, yeah, okay. There's the discussion. There's the discussion. There's the discussion. There's a whole bunch of discussion. There's the discussion. There's a discussion. Here's a bunch of discussion. Yeah, okay. That made you misread the posts. Yes, you did. I think you should approach the thread by interacting with the content and posting your opinions and then engaging with the discussions. Do mods do that? Yeah, well, I say this because take a look at this. 3 posts in the last 7 days. Okay. El Sledger, nothing. Nothing. 7 days. 1 in 2 weeks. 3 in a month. 4 in 2 months. This is 120 days. This is 4 months. These people don't actually interact with this forum. This is a senior moderator. They don't even engage with their own people. And they want to put rules on us. Yeah, again, only the MeWi one had this, and again, prior posts in the web forum have these, such as the Twitter thread, which is correct. It's time for a full recap, and I go over a whole bunch of things here, so I mean, I'll skim over this for you guys. So before you go off half-cocked, care to explain which part of the non-commercial rule is unclear? Your rules provide guidelines, however these rules will be amended by moderation examples. Stare decisis, yeah, I'm just using big words, being a bit of a silly person, but let's bring it up. Define stare decisis. What is this exactly? The legal principle of determining points in litigation according to precedent. A doctrine of stare decisis. Stare decisis, okay? That's basically what, and I'm not even spelling it right. Yeah, whatever. So, precedent, you see? So what they allow, and what people see on the forum, is a cue to what people think is acceptable. I'm not wrong, am I? Tell me in the comments. So, um, we're not going to yeah, okay, so then don't be surprised when someone posts something based on the content on your forum. Gets taken down due to a rule, but is marked as something else, spam apparently, but you cited commercial, non-commercial advertising. Apparently you guys can't even stay consistent in your own moderation team. Then subsequently, I'm complaining about it. Sort of talking about myself here. Which part of the rule is unclear? The examples of what is up versus your rules just make things clear as mud, which it does. There are clear rule breaking posts in the forum for everyone to see, and then they can go and post like those other posts, and then they come along and tell you you're wrong. This is like gaslighting, isn't it? I actually accuse them of this later. You can tell me in the comments if I'm referring to gaslighting incorrectly. But, no, yeah, okay. So, which part of, yeah, okay, so they say it again, sorry, I will say it again, stare decisis, I'm just going over some of the other things. Okay, so why should we? You were the one trying to promote your own pages on those sites. Okay, really, that's not my page, okay? That's in their support page. That's their privacy bill of rights. Last I checked, I don't own YouTube. Last I checked, I don't own The Guardian. Okay? Last I checked, I don't own Twitter, and I also don't own the Sydney Morning Herald. But let's keep going. Only one of the threads has a link. Yep, correct. They keep saying that I posted links. That's a plural that they keep saying. It's not. It's one. All other links are to content to provide meat for conversation, which it is, such as privacy fundamentals or surveillance capitalism, as well as how there is a bias in how the media reports on a platform versus what a platform actually is, and how Wikipedia can say one thing but reality is something else, which is very fucking true. Wikipedia is a fucking mess right now. It is likely, however, these mistakes by TG and Sledge are just due to a lack of interaction with normal everyday conversation. I showed you that. I have noted that most moderators in Whirlpool have near non-existent post history in their activity profiles. They say there's no bias. I'm calling them out. It's extremely visible. And then he says we're done here, which we're not. This is arrogance. It is simply not okay to close a thread when it is clear that the user is not finished discussing the issue with the moderation team, which I am not. They keep lying, and I keep calling them out. They keep deflecting, and I keep calling them out. Just to clarify, the 14-year-old thread will not be removed. They say this, it does exist, it provides examples, we've been over that. They are saying that I'm trying to spam links. Nope. Also, links to my profile, which obviously I'm not. I don't, nope, there's no spam here. Again, with the links to the profile thing, you can only find one, not plural links. Discussion would be been very easy to have. Plenty of information was posted, even a video. I say facepalm. Think about the way you've structured these posts. Twitter thread, Facebook thread, Reddit. I mean, geez, at least I put some stuff here. Very similar to another one. Yeah, okay. Plug the usage of the sites. No, okay. You simply think this is the case for some out-of-touch reason. Look, I actually don't know. I think they're just biased. I couldn't possibly begin to understand why exactly. I honestly believe you are just trying to come up with something after the fact, which I'm actually starting to think that TG might have just been like pulled the trigger early and out of solidarity, which I think so. The way this entire twam has gone, it's been a visible reaching game by the moderators to avoid simply admitting you don't want any links to Parler or Mewi because these sites are offensive somehow. I also think that this could be a factor. They don't want links to Parler or Mewi. They probably think that they're all Nazis over there. Sledge does reply. I think we might need to escalate this. That's not your call to make. Actually, it is my call to make. I will show you that. Let me just put this here so I can scroll back to it quickly. I'm going to show you. It is actually my call to make. So you can use it for the okay. Yes, okay. Talk with a mod is where you discuss moderation issues with Whirlpool's moderation team. You can use this facility to discuss or escalate any moderation actions taken against you or your posts. You can also seek clarification about the community rules and so on. Okay. Now, they do mention here um, something about 24 hours. I think you have to try to. Damn it. Uh, there's something about 24 hours which I see. They say that discussing communities could complete your role. Yeah, okay. If you don't get a reply within 24 hours, they say that you can do a gentle bump. And if you don't hear anything for 72 hours, you can actually message to escalate. Um, I can't seem to get to that page. See, next. Oh, here we go. Ah, here it is. I found it. Get no response. Try a gentle bump after 24 hours. No response after 48 hours. Send a whim to a moderator requesting review under the following guidelines. There you go. Want a second opinion? You can request an escalation. You can request an escalation. However, if a final decision has been made, you must accept it and move on. Now, at this point, okay, this hasn't happened yet. Okay, we're still on the first round. It's not my call to make. Really. We're still on the first round. The next level above me is Simon himself, and we're already wasting a lot of time on this. That is your opinion. Okay? That is your opinion, Sledjo. Your rules provide guidelines, however, these rules will be amended by moderation examples. He says that's nonsense. The rules are there for all. Okay. Well, if they're there for all, they're not there for Flashman. They're not there for Chuck. They're not there for Walker. Okay. The cat, please leave the mouse cord alone. Okay, let's continue. Okay. And so then don't be surprised when someone posts something based on the content. Yeah, okay. Again, more nonsense. No, it's not actually. Don't be surprised when someone posts something based on the content on your forum. That is exactly how most people judge what is acceptable on the forums. On any forum. Okay? Which part of the NC advertising rule is unclear? It is clear. But it is also not clear. Dumbass. Okay? I'm not going to we're not going to. Yeah, okay, fine. You can keep saying that, but then don't be surprised, like I'm saying. Fucking numbskulls. Um, I cited non-commercial advertising. Yeah, so he's got time for gotchas apparently. Yeah, very dumb. If you're going to cite legal precedents, at least get it right. Well, I did actually. This point is moot given that I have stated our position in moderation is one where we will address the rule breaches as they stand currently. Yeah, okay, so then address them as they stand currently. Currently, this is not okay anymore, so remove it. Okay? Really? So this is arrogance. It is simply not okay to close a thread when it is clear the user is not finished discussing the issue with the motion team. That is correct. Really? That. What do you mean, this old chestnut? Even our sticky noticed. However, final decision has been made. You must accept and move on. That is after it has been sent up higher. Now, as you say, that would be Simon. I think you said it was. Well, it's never gotten there. There is, however, another senior moderator. This is Sledjo, and the other one is called H-Stroyer. This is interesting when we get there. You really did not address anything, he didn't, and simply repeated your old talking points, which they did, and doubled down on, already things I've proven they're wrong about. You also did not address any of the points I raised of you guys being completely incorrect about such as links to profiles. I showed them that, being a single link to a profile in only one of the threads. At the end of the day, I said say, day, you can call things nonsense all you want, but you are wrong and the record shall stand as such. And once again, the moderators on Whirlpool refuse to admit wrongdoing and all mistakes and just arrogant, oh my god, spelling, double down without any oversight above them. Pathetic. Um, okay, we're done here. No, we're not. I mean, you could say, okay, that's fine. So that means you are wrong, and the only way that we're done is that you then fix what you guys screwed up, which is removing the threads, which you did not do. So no, it's not done. This is true nonsense right here. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next twam thread. Okay. So, how is it done? Okay. Let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, this is where I send them some shit here. Rule breakers. No response. They just closed it. They do this a lot. They just ignore me and close the thread. Let's move to the next one. Continuation. Oh my god. Here we go. Alright. This is a long one. And also, because so there is a quotation thing you can do that comes up, but it doesn't work because they keep closing the threads. So I struggle to find ways to put their text and my text in responses. It is what it is. These guys are just nuts. Unfortunately, El Sledger closes the threads, calling them done when several points are avoided and no attempt is made to address them. I would not need to open new ones if this was not happening. True. I would like for another moderator to engage here, as El Sledger has not been fair and unbiased. Please someone else discuss this with me. The list of points still up for discussion and need to be addressed are... Look, I think you guys get the point. Look, you just pause it and read this, alright? Don't think we need to, like, go over it again. Just to save some time here. And you can pause again to get the bottom. Okay. Beep beep 24 hours. It's been 24 hours, so that was at 10:30 to 9. Alright. 23 hours. Okay. You got me. As there are only two active senior moderators, myself and a sledger, so now we have H. Stroyer enters the room. You'll need to be patient for me to find the time to read through and understand the exact issues and respond accordingly. I politely say, I didn't know. Thanks for the update. I say take your time. Thing is, this is on Saturday. We get to Tuesday morning. There's nothing. So I just say, hey there, chickie, just checking in, just being funny, cute. Thor, however, has lost his shit. Hey there, chickie, just checking in, I say. He says, since you clearly have zero respect for the work done by moderators and the process, as well as being intolerant, am I being intolerant, am I? I don't see why we should waste any further time on this. Okay, you're Whirlpool alumni. H. Stroyer is a senior moderator. Who the fuck are you? That's the senior moderator. You're just some alumni. Fuck off. You made the Mewi thread that without a doubt is to promote yourself, really. It is to promote myself. Myself. Okay. Made references in other thread your intent to promote. What? Made references in other thread of my intent to promote? What do you mean? Where did I do this? Okay. There can be minimal confidence that other parlor thread wasn't intended for much the same thing. Really? In fact, it would be the other way around, you fucking idiot. This one actually has, okay, a link to a profile. The parlor one doesn't even have any profile one. It would be the other way around in your fucking world, wouldn't it? Jesus Christ, these people. And trying to dredge up ancient threads as justification is a poor attempt at a distraction. They're ancient, are they? 14 years ago is ancient on the first post. It's still going a month ago. You fucking moron. 11 years ago, they then have continuations on this going, okay, 50 pages at a time apparently. It continues here. It continues part 4. Then it continues to part 5. Then it continues to 6, I guess. And so on. Okay, last 5 days ago, which is actually my post. Looks like there is more information becoming available at Centra thanks to rare journalists that do research. There is an article over at Distractify that is published about Centra. Yeah, this is interesting as fuck, actually. Oh yeah, and here's this quote thing, which is broken. Um, Interesting that it actually says I can post. What? Oh, no, I'm still in the penalty box. I don't know why it's making it possible to. Okay, that's weird. Okay, whatever. So yeah, I posted about Santra 5 days ago in their Facebook one. Anyway, alright, so the old threads you point at also are not promoting their. Really? They're not. They're not, are they? They're not promoting their own thing. They're not. Oh, okay. Interesting. Mm. They are actually having discussion. Oh yes, of course they are. Yeah, you can have discussion and still have a link to a profile. Whirlpool is a discussion forum, not a place to build a social media following. I see. It's a discussion forum. Too bad we don't get to discuss this privacy bill of rights or this video, or about about surveillance capitalism. Too bad we can't discuss the Twitter Trust and Safety Council or the content moderation practices, or the SME campaigns, or yeah. Too bad we can't do any of that. Yeah. Okay. Do not attempt to waste any further of our time on this, or you will be spending a lengthy time in the penalty box. Then he threatens me. I see. Okay. Basically, what this says here, shut up, or we will shut you up. This guy's a fucking cunt. I'm gonna say it. He's a cunt. Oh, and let's take a look at his history. He's pretty active. At least this guy's active. Although he's not actually a moderator, though. He's just alumni, but, this is what they do, by the way. These alumni are ex-moderators that have retired, but apparently they can still come along and do moderation stuff. It's unbelievable. They've retired, but they still have full power. Amazing. Alright, let's continue on now. So, for Thor. Hey Thor, just would like to know why you didn't address anything in the actual complaint. If you think you need to penalty box me without actually addressing the issue, then go ahead. Oh, sorry, forgot to mention, moderators are just randoms on the internet with no status higher than any other random on the internet. You are not a police officer, you can't point a gun to my head and force me to respect you. Which, yeah, I'm not going to respect you just because you say I have to. The fact you said nothing was addressed said you didn't bother to read it and have zero understanding of what Whirlpool is actually about. This is literally this is literally projection. Thor did exactly what he's accusing me of. This is why I then refer to gaslighting. Moderators may be random people to you. They're random people to everyone. You're just some dude with a name Thor. You're fucked. But you also have zero right to post on these forums. He's right on that one. It is privilege extended by the site owner and in so doing by the moderators. To a point, if you put a website on the internet and it has comment sections and shit, people are going to post. It's not actually a privilege. It just is. You make a section on the internet where people can write things and then submit them, then they will do so. It's not a privilege. Instead, what it is, the moderator can take away the ability to post on that site to that person, but that's all it is. It's not a privilege. That means we don't have to put up with poor behavior from users ad nauseum. Yeah, okay. I'm the one with the poor behavior here. You guys are, okay. As warned, you are now in the bin for 14 days. Double your recent penalty box, which follows our policy on penalties. Yeah, this is my second time. In the penalty box, because I dared to argue too much with a bunch of leftists. Keep going, and I'm happy to make it 28 to 30 days and then permanent. Continues with the threats here. Thor, TG, moderation abuse. Let's keep going. Since you clearly have zero respect for the work done by moderators in the process, okay. Actually, if you go through my general forum activity, I think I'm a nice guy and willing to write up big posts helping people. It's just the moderators here on Whirlpool that trigger a hostile response from me because you are willing to gaslight and deny reality. They do. You've been seeing it now. Unless you disagree with me, write in the comment. You made the MeWe thread. Yeah, so we've been over that. No, you're wrong. Just like every other mod saying it. The thread without a doubt was to discuss the Privacy Bill of Rights approach and surveillance capitalism, and without a doubt existing content on your forum will provide context cues as to what is and is not allowed. Allowed on the forum. Oh, okay. My phone just being silly here. Denying it is absurd and I will not be gaslit by you. The old threads you point having they're not promoting their profiles. That is an outright lie. The Twitter OP absolutely has the profile link of the OP. You are lying, which he is. Complete and total lie. Lie, lie, lie. Whirlpool is a discussion forum, not a place to build. That's obvious. Your existing content can be cited as otherwise. I mean, Flashman got all his followers, I assume. Do not attempt to waste, do not continue to lie and skirt around the issues. I mean, I'm not afraid of these people. I'll just call them out. They can go ahead and punish me all they want. I don't give a fuck. It's just the internet website. This is funny though. I just want to make a video about it. The fact you said nothing was addressed. Yep. So, had there been a single admission from the Whirlpool moderators that my posts had information about a Privacy Bill of Rights and articles and a discussion on surveillance capitalism? No. Yeah. So you are not addressing anything. I have been on Whirlpool either as a lurker or posted for over a decade. Whirlpool used to be about something, it isn't much anymore. This is true. I have seen a big change on this site. It's mostly the moderators causing the change too. I mean, it's not hard to imagine that the people who are in charge of the site and can cultivate the content, they are going to have an effect on ostracizing people out and keeping certain people in to shape the conversation on their site. And I think this is what they are doing. A lot of that. I've seen it non-stop. Moderators may be random people to you, but you also have zero right to post on the forums. Welcome to the internet. This isn't a privilege, it just is. Exactly. All you can do is ban people, but it's not a privilege to post. Okay? You have post buttons. Expect them to be used. As mentioned before, only you guys have ever attracted my ire. It's true. You're generally pretty nice to people. I'll show you in a sec. As warned, he puts me in the bin for. Okay, yeah, whatever. This is supposed to somehow shut me up. It is not going to shut me up. H-Destroyer does pipe up. Whether you agree or not, the reasoning behind your thread removals has been explained repeatedly, as well as why your own reasoning as to why the thread should have been allowed to retain is not enough for their restoral. For the record, I concur with the reasonings provided. Okay. Just because you disagree with the decision does not make it incorrect and is not reason enough for it to be overturned. So, you've seen all the proof I've showed. They're wrong. H-Destroyer has not looked into this. It's the only reason that H-Destroyer would say this. So, let's move on. I reply to H-Destroyer. First of all, why do you keep closing the threads? I mean, yeah, they keep closing them. Seriously. I post, they close. This one's closed with no replies. Why do you keep closing the threads? You realize I can't reply to that thread and I have to keep opening the new ones because of this, right? And then you will take this multi-thread posting as some kind of naughty vis you keep making threads when you keep closing them. I'm sure they will eventually. Plus, I can't reply. You mustn't. Yeah. Okay. So here's what H-Destroyer says. You seem very nice, H-Destroyer, so of course I will try to be as concise and polite as I can despite the sheer abuse and gaslighting I have had to endure thus far. The reasons for the thread removals have been explained as the other mods perceive. Very clearly, I'm saying as they perceive it because they're wrong. And clearly. Thor even lies. I have repeatedly called them out as out as being completely incorrect and attempting to tell me why I made the threads, and then to further deny reality, repeatedly ignore multiple explanations that my threads had links to articles. They repeatedly ignore multiple explanations of my threads, the article video on topics about the platforms as precursors to conversation materials, such as a platform dedicated to privacy rights. Okay. Just never, yeah, they never acknowledge any of that. This cannot stand, H2O. I simply cannot accept that these moderators are acting in any professional way. I think I'm getting a little bit dramatic here, but whatever. Um, they're acting adversarial, and Thor recently used his status over me to threaten me with penalties and banning. He is, of course, unsuccessful. Yeah, because I'm still posting. He's playing psychological bullshit, gaslighting, basically. And I actually also say that Thor should be reprimanded. You're just getting a bit, you know. Anyway, so that's it. And they closed it. I think it was 5 minutes. I posted this 5 minutes later. It was closed, and there's been no reply. Yeah, I think they're just not going to engage anymore. I wonder why that might be. Anyway, I'll show you this thing about being nice, I guess. I mean, I go over here. I posted T and C's that people have been discussing. I've got onto this carrier. Um, you know, there's something I posted here. So as you can see, um, someone asks me about HD calling. I think it must be on page 8 over here. Oh yeah, yeah, I've been on it. It's pretty good. I don't know what this guy was on about. Um, yeah, I hang up and put my friend back to confirm HD calling. So Telstra to Felix, Felix to Telstra. That's perfect. Thanks for that, mate. I mean, I just talk to people. If the moderator's getting my way, okay, and then they lie in my face, I'm gonna call them out. I'm not gonna put up with their shit. Fucking idiots. So anyway, there it all is there. Actually, this is also useful. I might keep this actually because I'm gonna post it again without that, and I'll make a few small changes, see what they do. Obviously, it's gonna take a couple of weeks. These fuckheads. I'm in the penalty box here. All right, let me know in the comments what you think of this. Um, Goodbye.